Sorry, I put you on pause. I don't remember what I was talking about. That's another thing due to the microwaves. You forget things. So anyways, I'm in the hospital, that's right. And they're in the hospital. They're making rude comments in the emergency room. Like, they're outside my emergency room saying rude comments, laughing, being really disrespectful and mean. And they put me in Theda Clark Hospital in Neenah. And I stayed there for 3 days, and they gave me the reason why I tried to kill myself too is because they were putting racist words in my head. That's how it all started. Like, racist words like nigger, fat bitch, molester, like crazy things, like just crazy things in my brain. And that's why I tried to kill myself, because I'm not racist, and it was hurting my feelings, and it was horrible. So I went to Neenah Hospital, and they gave me a brochure pamphlet to a church out in Michigan State, Upper Peninsula. And I went to the church, and there they were again. They were surrounding me. You know, they would laugh at me, like tell me not to smile when I smiled, that I have nothing to smile about. Tell me that I'm no good, piece of shit whore. Just awful things. And so I stayed there for about a month, believe it or not. I don't know how I did it. But as I got home, I went back to my boyfriend, because on 4th of July, they had like 200 people surrounding me, beeping their horns, saying, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. It was horrible. And I had a cop say he wanted to take a bat to my head as he was grilling out like across the street from where I was staying. It was the worst torture in the world is what I'm going through. I'm sick. I'm dizzy. At night, I get the fast rhythm heartbeat. I know I'm going to die this way. And to me, it's murder in the first degree. Here, let me move out to the sun. There's my dog, Sage. My daughter's shoes. But, like I was saying, it's the worst torture that you could possibly have in America. Everything is wrong with our country. We lost our, with the Patriot Act, we lose our rights. And the people that are targeted out there that have not done anything wrong, I am so sorry for you. And the reason why I'm making this video is, number one, if they ever blow the whistle, at least we're on YouTube. Make a YouTube video. Don't be paranoid and scared, because that's what they want. They want it to be quiet. They want to kill you silently. They want to take your life. And either I will die of a brain aneurysm, brain tumor due to the radiation, cancer, or a heart attack or stroke, because they can control your heartbeat. I went into the ER thinking I was having a heart attack twice now. Like I said, they follow me in the hospital, and I was trying to check myself in one day because my daughter overdosed, and she threw me out after I said I was suicidal. She threw me out. I told her to write it down. She wouldn't write it down. The next hospital I went to, as soon as I fell asleep in the ER, they woke me up saying I had to go. They wouldn't help me. And I didn't know my address at the time because I just moved. My boyfriend just moved to a newer place in Madison. I didn't know the address because we just lived there like 2 days. And I said, well, what, can you ask the ambulance driver to get the address? They're like, oh, they're sleeping. Like, they're rude, they're assholes. Like, terrible. We are being followed into a hospital. They are our doctors, our nurses. Like, it's crazy shit, dude. So, that's my story. Just putting it out there. You're going to be noted as crazy. I ended up getting Social Security, thank God. I was hospitalized for 2 years. Like I said, the first year I was in and out with an IV in my arm due to the radiation. They were nuking me pretty bad, vomiting, and I had got a UTI infection, and my kidneys were failing, and I was hospitalized in an IV for like 4 days straight. So I was almost dead. I'm just trying to get my life back together. I'm going to work out tomorrow. I have to. And just deal with the dizziness as all possible. I'm going to make a tombstone stating a little bit of what happened to me due to the alpha antennas. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to bring up. In Michigan, when I was at the church, my boyfriend looked up the alpha antennas because he actually believes me, because I leave and the next thing you know, I'm schizophrenic. No, like, he believes me. So he looked up the alpha antennas, and you know where they were? I was on a military base at a fake church where they're alphing my brain. Like, I remember looking at the ground and I couldn't remember what a fucking pine cone was. And it was awful. And turns out, yeah, that's where the alpha antennas are. And I was there. I was on a military base campground. So yeah, thank Patriot Act. Thank you so much for ruining my life. I'm innocent. And the reason why is they wanted the drug dealing story because, you know, they all get bonuses and blah, blah, blah. And well, it wasn't true. And they know it's not true. I have nightmares, like night terrors. They subliminally fuck with my, you know, dreams. I get pictures in my brain that I'm not thinking about. Just horrific. It's horrific. That's all I can fucking say. It's horrific. What else was I gonna say? I think that's about it. I'll wrap it up with that. I'm gonna make more videos of just like my daily life and how it sucks. Go figure, I'm gonna be whining. But it's true. I have a right to do this. And thank God for you too, because I realized what I was. I didn't realize what was going on is that I am a targeted individual. And I am an enemy to the state. And I still live here. They kicked me out of Madison. I mean, I couldn't stay there. I mean, that's where it all started, and it was bad. Death threats in my head. Very dizzy, very, very burnt. I did 6.5 months in jail. I was set up for a DUI. I know that it was a setup. I just feel it. Some girl slammed on her brakes in front of me. I rear-ended her, got a DUI. I sat 6.5 months with them. They put me in segregation for about a month, saying I had Kool-Aid packages when I did not. You know, the sheriff hates me of that county, and just it was horrific. Jail was terrible. I was burnt alive in it. I would argue with them in my head, saying I'm going to protest, I'm going to do this. I went to Washington and protested. It doesn't do any good. I swear to you, people just look at you like you're fucking crazy. But, you know, due to the what was his name? The guy that shot up the military base and he carved Alpha in his gun. He was a targeted individual. A week later, after he did that, African woman tried to run through the gates of the White House. She was shot in the back of the head. She was told that she was mentally ill, and she was saying that Obama did this to her and she was going to go straighten him out. Well, don't do anything such as that. She got shot in the back of her head. They did say she was under government, what's the word I'm thinking of? Oh God, I'm so brain dead. It really makes you brain dead. Oh God, what's the word? Investigating. The government were investigating her. And they wrap that up in a minute. I mean, they talk about that only for a second on the news. And you don't hear it again. I only heard it one time on the news. So she was a targeted individual. My suggestion is just keep love in your heart. Just keep loving people that are around you. I mean, they'll make voices up, you know, claiming to be them in the background, and you think someone's talking shit about you when they're not. So be careful of that. They will stop following you, believe it or not. It took them 2 years to stop following me, but they ended up finally stop following me. My whole point of this video is I hope someone is a blow whistle. I hope someone in the future, maybe 10 years, 15 years, will recognize that this is against the law and they shouldn't be doing this to humans. we ever, I mean, this is all Nazi shit. This comes from, you know, the war, you know, the Second World War. I mean, when they, you know, got Hitler down, they got those scientists and they showed the government how to do voice skull torture, mind control. So this goes back to the 50s. You know, people in, what's the word I'm looking for again? I'm serious, this whole mind control thing's so fucked up. People that were in orphanages, I can't say the word, were tested on. They did voice skull torture to them, and one lady proved it. I don't know how she did it. They just kept documents of it, and she did a lawsuit. And that's like in the 80s. And then President Clinton said they would stop doing that, which never happened. I mean, these people are evil that do this. I mean, it ain't a tape recorder. They're actually voices in my head all day long. You know, talking about the same repetitious thing about I'm a liar and I'm a drug mule and I'm not. You know what I mean? In my made-up story, it involved me in a car helping other people transport drugs with one headlight out and shit like that. I was high when I made up the story. And they took it from there, and like I said, I was followed before I even made up the story. And so I'm thinking they programmed in my brain the story because I wasn't acting right. I wasn't normal. It was like having a nervous breakdown, basically. My mother died. My daughter's, you know, using and running away. My boyfriend's an asshole, beating me up. I just lost control and made up a story, and I regret it to this day. There ain't nothing I can do to take it back. I'm making the video, hon.
Oh, you're still making a video?
Yeah. So, I'm going to leave it at that. Yep, just going to leave it at that. And any questions, like I said, give me a phone call. I would love to, if you're homeless or something and you're going through this, I will help you. Like, I totally will help you. Because you need love in your heart and you need to surrender to that. I was pagan prior and I became a Christian because I realized there's such evil in this world that there has to be a God. I mean, there has to be something after this. But I'm dying, like I said, a slow, painful death. Oh, when I was in jail, I went to volunteer to get, if you work at volunteer day, you get a day off out of jail. And at the last month, they finally let me volunteer because I called a lawyer in to jail and sat him down and talked to him about what was going on. It just ended up pissing him off more. And they heated me up to the point of so dizzy, backaches, etc., to the point where I couldn't move. And I was like bedridden for like a month and a half. Where am I going with this? Oh yeah, well that's about it. Like I said, contact me. You know, don't call me if you're gonna say I'm crazy. Don't even bother. You know, and it's probably just them calling you saying you're crazy anyways if you're making these videos or something. And then, you know, my email address is constancecollar@yahoo. You can email me. Hopefully I'm going to wrap it up, and hopefully I hear back from another targeted individual on how their life is, and hopefully we stick together and maintain balance, dignity. Don't lose their dignity. They made me look racist. I'm not racist at all. But they'll do anything just to ruin your life. They'll make hospital bills. They'll make you just live on the streets, man. And thank God I got a boyfriend that helped me out and saved my life. The end.